so they won't see it for 3 minutes.
Yep.
Blazing Dragon and Gold Dragon are the two names. I'll find out who's who. I think Blazing Dragon is Anthony Frederikson. Yeah, Blazing Dragon is Anthony Frederikson, and Gold Dragon is Jason Clark. Blazing Dragon looks like he's on a quirky sort of a Esper control deck, and the other one's on approach with baffling end, so it looks like two kind of brews here. Hopefully this is not a super slow standard control match.
What you doing?
Watching TV, yeah, so great. Quiet. Quiet, I like have my dinner. Quiet.
Are you having a problem getting into the server?
Yeah. I've just closed X Major and I'm just trying to get back in now.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah, go.
We can, yeah, there's, it looks like it's a Esper control against straight up blue-white control. Although the blue-white hand who we're looking at the moment doesn't have any counter spells. Look at Blazing Dragon. A Golden Demise.
Go Eagles.
Did you shout yesterday?
Okay, so Xander's jumped in now. That's Nathan Blue. It's all Australia commentating tonight. That's not a good sign. Anthony's just sent me a message saying after this game 1 they're going to remake the game with no time and immediately go to game 2.
I don't know why you'd have a 20-minute timer on a control match anyway. That seems...
Well, we set the rules in the, like the official rules, I think it's 60 minutes for the time, because we had a big shitstorm a couple of seasons back where they set it to 20 minutes and one guy lost because the time ran out. And so we had to go back and replay the match.
Yeah, I feel like the timer's not a valid thing.
We didn't have it season 1, but then season 2 some people wanted to play some janky super slow legacy decks, so we brought it in then, the idea of a timer. You can see there's a disallow now from Gold Dragon. It's Jason. Okay, but both these guys are from Canada, but the guy with the Canadian flag is Anthony. But both have featured in the podcast before. Jason's a magic judge. He travels around a bit judging magic. And he always plays janky stuff, and later on if we get to Legacy, because I have to switch over at 9 o'clock to a different match, but Legacy he plays this kind of mono black thing that he always plays, and apparently he plays it in real life and paper as well.
That's good to see.
Yeah, it's fun to watch and commentate, because I hate to see the same thing over and over again. But here I'm wanting to see this on Anthony's side. He's got Zatelpa.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too. I'm not 100% sure on it.
Well, I mean, if he's going to play control, I don't know why he doesn't play the Blue Dragon instead, because it can't be countered.
Well, that's just it. You pour eight mana into that Zatelpa, only for it to get countered, and then it's just yeah.
Yeah, you see on the other side with Jason, he's got the disallow in hand and a cast out, yep, and to settle the wreckage. So Zatelpa won't be long for this world either way. Have to see here.
Just looking at the hands, ignoring the boards, looking at the hands, I'd say Blazing Dragon has this.
We'll see the Field of Ruin on the Treasure Cove here. Yeah, there he goes. He's going to Field of Ruin the Treasure Cove. He was probably weighing up because Search for Skanta is eventually going to get there as well, but he is going to sacrifice a treasure. He's got 2, 4, 6. He can actually cast a Telpa next turn.
I suppose he is running Supreme Will, so he can cover it.
He would. How much does he need to cover? Let's have a look. Elysian Dragon. 8. 11 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Did he not find a land? Oh, I was going to say 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, he's three short. So he does have a Gear Hulk. So he'll probably play a Gear Hulk to bait out a counter spell here. He doesn't have any decent targets in the grave for the Gear Hulk though. 2 treasure maps in the grave. I have added a chat box to our stream now as well. But if anybody types anything in chat, I've got this match set to a 3-minute delay, so we won't see it for 3 minutes. So he's got 2, 4, 6, 8. He missed a land drop here. 2, 4. On the other side for Gold Dragon, which is Jason. Approach 2, 4, 6, which he can fire off next turn. That can get Supreme Willed if he wants. Yep. So now that Supreme Will's in the grave, it gives him a target for Torrential Gear Hulk. But I suspect here he's going to try and fire off the approach, which will tap him out, so then Zatelpa can come down. Yep, so he's going to fire off the approach here. Zatelpa will get hit by Settle the Wreckage though. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he'll be 1 short. And Gideon can also check Zatelpa. Anyway, either way.
I do like the Gideon in this matchup. That's going to be a useful card.
Don't see it too much in Standard. But either way, we're going to get to see a big dragon on the battlefield. He's already got.
It's important, especially in the control matchup, to try and bait out their counters as well. So it's curious to see what they're going to deem is necessary to throw into the pit, or
yeah, that's why I didn't really like the cast out there because. Oh, he's not going to go for Zatelpa because normally you'd play the cast out at end of turn to try and bait something so you could play something on the following turn, but nobody's ever going to counter the first approach because it's a cast. It gets the cast trigger. It only needs to be cast. It doesn't need to resolve, and they don't really care if it doesn't resolve. So Blazing Dragon, he's got a disallow in hand, but. Let's get in resolve. He can flip that search for his counter next turn as well. So
you start digging for pieces.
2, 4, 6. I wonder if he's going to snap off the Gear Hulk here. Yep. He does have enough mana for Settle the Wreckage, so could be tempted to let this resolve.
And hold on to the disallow. No, he's
Yeah,
going to
maybe.
disallow it anyway.
Does Zatelpa have haste? Flying, double strike, vigilant. It's got everything except haste.
Zatelpa, Dragon of Wrath.
Zatelpa, Primal Dawn.
No, it was a going thing online saying it was the dinosaur reincarnated version of Achroma, Angel of Wrath.
Ah.
Just because it's got every stat. But it's better because it's running indestructible.
6-7. Yeah. But unfortunately for Anthony, the indestructible is not going to save him from Settle the Wreckage. I feel like my keys have changed. Not sure what that means.
Might have missed an attack.
Did I miss something there? Why is that Gear Hulk still in play? I thought it got counted.
I think he disallowed the ability, so he couldn't play something from the grave.
Oh, okay. Gee, that's an expensive trade then. A disallow for a Supreme Will. He could have just disallowed the Gear Hulk and then he wouldn't have got the card from the grave anyway. Let me just verify that with them. The other problem here for Anthony, because he's seen the first approach is resolved, he has to keep that disallow for the second one. Whereas Jason will just be looking to load up.
Missed the trigger somehow.
Missed the trigger. I don't know. I suspect he's probably targeted the wrong thing. Like he's. Let me just check back through the. No, it didn't. At 8:17. Hold on, ability triggers. According to the script, at 8:17 it was counted. Cast Torrential Gear Hulk, put skill. Oh, this annoying bloody chat keeps scrolling down.
Yeah. It does say ability though. It says ability when Gear Hulk enters the battlefield you may cast blah blah blah.
Ability
and then it
triggers.
says of torrent, and then it's disallowed.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so he's Oh, he did too. Yeah, you can see there.
He targeted the ability. He didn't target the Gear Hulk.
Yeah.
So I think he's just misclicked somewhere and accidentally missed that trigger.
Here's a thematic compass. The Poor Man's Maze of Ith for EDH. But I actually really like that card in EDH. I think it's better than Maze of Ith in a lot of instances. Yeah, Dylan wants to jump in and some commentary when Modern starts. Yeah, I think he doesn't want that golden demise. It's pretty much useless in this match. Sorry, I was just sorting out some streaming. What happened to the Gearhulk?
The Gearhulk got settled.
Oh, okay, yep. But Anthony's just got a ridiculous amount of mana here with an Ascanta and a Spears of Razka. I don't see how he loses this match.
He's just going to keep digging and eventually find the pieces he needs.
He's just got that disallow in hand. I think that's just not... that's not disallowing anything except for a approach. Which must be coming up as well. Let's see what the draw is for Jason for the turn.
I've been keeping a track on the how far down it would be, but whether or not he's going to want to cast out to try and get it sooner, like cycle the cast out.
Yep, that's a good idea. Well, he's going to get 3 deep here, or 4 deep here with a Ascanta. Oh no, sorry, wrong person. I don't know why he doesn't fire off the... Okay, he's found 2 disallows now. He can fire off Sultai. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6. He's got enough mana to play Zatelpa and have 2 counterspells back up. Yeah, and so Jason's just going to concede the first match. One thing I'm trying to play around with here, because for some reason I don't know why OBS doesn't allow you to pause the recording. So this recording keeps going now. I'd rather cut this part out.
Yep.
But you can imagine these two, there's going to be a ton of cards, half the deck's coming out.
Is it live streamed onto YouTube?
Yeah, it's live stream, but there's a 3-minute delay. I set delays to... I used to be 5 minutes, but that gobbles up a ton of memory, so I put it back to 3 minutes. Because... just to prevent the possibility that one player can watch the stream at the same time and see the other person's hand.
Yep.
I mean, you could still see the hand if you wanted, but it would be from 3 minutes ago.
Not exactly relevant information.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see too with the Esper control whether or not he's going to take out all of his creature hate, because it seems to all be in black.
Well, I don't think so, because generally speaking, these approach decks are actually, they're back into it already. Where did I see it? Oh no, that's right. No, what they're doing is they're gonna, whoever lost that match is just gonna concede straight away and go to sideboard and then start again. So there's a top. Yeah, I don't think he'll side out the creature removal, because the approach decks generally remove a lot of the approaches and bring in Caracals and Torrential Gearhulks after sideboard to have an alternative win condition. Well, you might potentially have a third person jumping in here. So you can see now they're actually sideboarding just to get the time right for this match. And now they're back in, so we can jump back in. This one we have to see hands again. So it's the same as last time with Anthony at the top of the screen, Jason at the bottom of the screen. I think the 2 matches on tonight are the 2 outstanding matches from the US leagues. Okay, here's a new card, Profane Procession. That's from Anthony. Jason, we'll look at his hand. You can see, yeah, there's the Crackle. He's got it in the main deck. He's got Disallowing and Essence Scatter. Anthony's going to have a slight advantage because playing in black, he might have brought in Duress.
Curious to see what that Gideon's intervention is going to target.
Well, yeah, that's on Anthony's side, so I'm guessing he's just going to use it to name Approach. He's got the Profane Procession to check any creatures.
I feel like Gold Dragon's not going to necessarily be happy with the hand that he's been dealt currently. With two Gearhulks and a Regal.
Yeah, very top heavy here. See if Blazing Dragon's got the does have the 4th land drop here. Finds to disallow, but he doesn't have the 2nd blue source to cast it.
Oh, he's holding Catacombs.
So he's going to fire off the intervention here. I think if Jason lets this resolve, it's a pretty clear indicator he's taking the approaches out. Well, of course, the other risk of letting it resolve is if he goes and names, if he knows the deck well, and then he goes and names Regal, Caracal, or Gearhulk. That would be quite... he's going to let it resolve. This will be funny. No, he's named Approach of the 2nd Sun.
It's easy enough to deal with though, because you can just cast it out.
That's right, yeah. Really needs to hit a land drop.
Yeah, I can see Blazing Dragons is holding the Drowned Catacombs, so he does have that duo mana for the disallow.
Drowned Catacombs, let me see. Oh, he does too, yeah. Okay, he's found a land off the top. See what Jason... I don't know why these two are both dragons. It's very confusing. Okay, so he found a treasure map for the turn. He's just going to be able to just sit there and keep putting counters on these treasure maps. Get a massive card draw advantage. Jason's going to find... He's starting to recover now. He's hit land drops the last 2 turns. He doesn't have anything in the grave though for that Gearhulk. And I haven't seen any glimmer of genius from either of these players.
I'm not sure if Glimmer's fallen off a little bit in popularity. I've been seeing a lot more of the what's it called? The hieroglyphic or whatever it is. The eliminations.
Yeah, hieroglyphic elimination.
Hieroglyphic elimination. Yeah.
Yes, possibly because it can be cycled as well.
Yeah, even at a 1 cost, it's still not a dead card. Whereas Glimmer, you're sitting there with a 4-cost card. Gets a bit harder to sneak it in when you need to be holding up so much land.
Draws a second counter spell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 4, 6, 7. He's got the Crackle, but he's not going to fire it off here, I don't think. I think he might fire off a Supreme Will here. Still thinking about it. Supreme will give him a target for Gear Hulk at least.
It's going to be good to see how it pans out after Gear Hulk into Gear Hulk into Gear Hulk. But as you said, no one's playing any. There's no targets in Graves yet because everyone's playing too conservative to.
You can see that the both of them have disallows, 2 disallows each. So.
Yep.
I think this match will just get busted open if Anthony's brought in duress. If he just gets a peek at the hand and he can take something out, then it's going to open the game right up. It could be over quite quickly.
Yeah, Gold Dragon's still looking in a bit of trouble if he can't get into that land.
He's going to go for it. He got bored.
Sick of doing nothing.
What's his name?
I would just counter this just to deny him it because, yeah.
Yeah, and
I think that was the right play.
Yeah, because now he's got the Supreme Will, so he can at least have a target for Gear Hulk.
Yep.
Has he got something to snap off main phase here? Yeah, the Gear Hulk. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he can actually Gear Hulk main phase here if he wants to, and hold up to Solar. That's the phase the play I'd be going for. I'm a bit surprised this card came in because there's not a hell of a lot of creatures to exile with it.
That said, the few creatures that are going to hit board that he cares about are going to hit the board and then immediately be exiled. So it's probably still, unless he is holding a disallow, which he is, but he still can't afford to cover it. He hasn't got enough mana to play it.
He's got a bit of a pillow fort setup going here. I'm surprised he tapped the map with that treasure cove. He could have cracked one of the clues. Or the treasures, sorry. So he's snapping this off now when there's at the end step. We'll just switch to Gold Dragon. He's got 2 counter spells. And if he wants to respond here, he's going to lose all his card draw from the treasures. He's just going to let it go. Down to 3 cards in hand.
Yeah, I feel like Dragon's going to be able to turn this around if...
Yeah,
3 counters in hand by Blazing.
I don't like the sequencing there from Anthony. I think if he wanted to fight over a Gear Hulk, he should have done it when he had the chance to resolve it.
Yep.
Because at that time he still had the mana up. Well, this is a negate now. So he's got Essence Scatter, Negate, and Disallow.
It's going to be one of those games where everyone's sitting at 20 at the end of the game.
Yeah, and he keeps tapping. Oh, there we go. There's Nizal, the one I mentioned previously. But he wants to make sure he's got 3 cards to discard to protect it. Okay, now we're going to.
No, he doesn't need to protect it because it can be no maximum hand size. Can't be counted.
Yeah, no, but I mean to protect it from something like a
Cast out or
yeah, cast out or something like that. He is going to get to draw cards from the treasures as well, which will help him to protect it. See what's in hand over the other side. No cast outs or anything. He's got a Gear Hulk, which is not going to be good enough. So yeah, this might be a fast clock.
start swinging in with a 7/7, he's either going to be playing a Gear Hulk to block or attempting to settle and trying to cover the... Swings in, settles, can cover with negate. But the double disallow is going to be...
Okay, so you see him now, he's snapping off. What's he got there? Nothing. So he's going to try and double Gear Hulk. I think he's got this 2 games to 0 by the looks of it. But the shields are down because he can't protect the Nezahal now.
Yep.
Because he's only got 2 cards and he can't, no way to draw another card. Glimmer of Genius, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I would snap this off main phase. I think if he untaps, yeah, I don't see how Jason can win from here. Finds a thematic compass. Here comes 7
It is
damage.
curious to see him not cracking Cove.
So there's Settle the Wreckage. And so this is going to be... he's going to get to draw a card anyway. Blazing Dragon. Make sure we look at the right hand here.
So he's going to be able to flash Gear Hulk in and then counter.
There is a counter on the other side, but he's going to be able to cover that with his own counter. So that'll tap out the counter spells. Gets to draw another card. This is pretty good. And surely, yeah, just disallow now, and that should be match, I think. Make sure you disallow the Essence Scatter, so you can still have your Gear Hulk. Yep.
Yeah, the counter wars.
that fumigate in hand belongs to the wrong person here. That's what yeah, the Nezahal was pretty impressive in this counter mirror.
Did that come out of boards, did it?
I'm not sure actually. I suspect it might have. He probably got rid of the dragon and brought that in. I think another disallow, so I think we might just see a... actually, he's going to be able to flash in Gear Hulk to flash back the Settled Wreckage, because Settled Wreckage is an instant. Yeah, so that's going to be a bit painful. Oh, there's Zatelpa is still in the deck.
He just wanted to play some big dragons.
But he's got no answer here to the Settle the Wreckage. I'd be tempted just to swing the Gear Hulk only just for a turn, just to test. With that much mana up.
After all this resolves, though, he's still going to be able to play Zatelpa.
So he's going to cycle here just to have a look. Yeah, he's still got 3 cards to... Oh, he's got his own approach. Crack a clue looking for something else. Gear Hulk. So I think that's going to win it. Yep. So the card advantage gets him over the line. Yeah, and there's the concession. So Anthony takes standard 2 games to 0. They're going to go crossover to modern now.
That was a lot of Gear Hulks in one game.
Sorry, I've been calling him Jason the whole time. It's not actually Jason, it's Markus D. Markus D was one of our new players last year. He's come into the US, so he plays it last season, so he plays the season in the New Players League. Then he gets drafted into the US League, North American League. So this is his first game in the North American. So not Jason. Jason's playing later tonight against Devon. That was Markus D against Anthony Frederikson. So the guy that I said was the Magic judge, no, he's not. He's not playing in this match.
That's why I just went with blazing and gold.
Yeah.
It did make it hard looking at their hands, though, having the constant the dragon at the end of it. I'm like, okay, wait, whose hand am I looking at?
And also because they're playing 2 such similar decks, I had to keep double checking. Am I talking about the right person here? Yeah, we've got 15 minutes until the other one. I've got to switch to the other one because I told them days and days ago that I'll do it. So I'm hoping this is going to be a really fast modern match. Anthony has played 4 seasons of the league, and every season he plays Bant Eldrazi. I'd be surprised if he plays anything else here. Okay, we're about to fire. And they're in... The match is on, so this is modern now. Anthony is on the bottom, on the top, and Markus D is on the bottom. Dylan wanted to... Dylan Magica was gonna jump in. He wanted specifically to help us do modern, but he's gone AWOL.
He's posting on Discord.
Let me have a look on Discord.
Hello.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is Dylan. Dylan, can you find the match?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Blazing Dragon, who's Anthony Frederikson, against Gold Dragon, who's Markus D. Yeah, I think this is going to be a fast modern match.
Based on the hand that I'm seeing, yeah. Okay, dumb question. How do I request to see hands?
You have to right click
click
on both of them, so up the top, and then do it again at the bottom.
Like on their avatar pictures?
No, just on the playmat area.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Anthony actually, the overgrown tomb taps with black-green, so he's on Jund here. I think he was playing Upzone last season, so he's just had a slight change. But you can see the 3 Lilianas in hand.
Not real good against burn. Not the best.
And he just cast an Inquisition and took the Lightning Helix. So I'm just going to keep the hands like this for the people watching because we can see both at the moment. So it'll be probably... What do you play here? Swift Spear or... Swift Spear first, isn't it? Rather than Lava Spike.
Yes. I find it interesting that he took a Helix over something like, say, like an Eidolon or something. Because like that just accounts for more damage, right?
Mm.
He's got the Fatal Push in hand, so I guess he's just thinking if he Fatal Pushes the Eidolon, it's just a 2 damage instead of a 3 from the Helix. And sequence-wise, I think Markus will fire off the Eidolon next turn rather than the Lava Spike.
And he must have clicked through his attack somehow.
Did he not attack?
Yeah, he must have clicked through it accidentally.
Yeah, there is actually a problem on this server, I've realised, where the buttons are back to front sometimes. And it's the confusing thing, it's not all the time. So when you click attack all, it actually skips.
Yeah, like also there's the thing where you F7 go to your main phase, like on your first turn it sends you straight into combat, like it skips your main phase. That happens too. It's gonna be interesting to see if this is the recent like Hazoret Jund lists that I've been seeing, or just like normal Jund.
Yeah, I think they're that point of damage. So Anthony's effectively at 17. I think against Burn it's probably not going to matter. Like Burn's either going to have him well dead or well short of being dead. Yeah, so now he can snap off the Fatal Push at end of turn. He's looking to top deck a land here.
Oh, he drew another push. Okay. Got it.
And there's a land, okay. But what's Liliana like against Burn?
Well, in this kind of situation, he did have to shock for it. But since there's no pressure on the board, really, it's actually quite good. These games usually don't play out this way, and Liliana's usually quite bad, in my experience.
Yeah, because Burn's a sort of deck that plays quite well off the top.
Yes.
So what's he going to get rid of here? I think he gets rid of the Skullcrack here, doesn't he?
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Then he's got 6 damage, put Anthony to 8. Yep. Another land here would be... Well, another land, and if he fires off the 3 spells, he's pretty much out of gas.
But the Liliana doesn't matter anymore at that point.
Yeah, I think that point of damage actually is going to be important, so I might just make a note.
Oh, that's a good draw. He can just kill the Liliana now. And hope he just keeps drawing gas.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to mention to them. I'll say Anthony's an effective 13.
It'd be interesting to see whether or not Blazing Dragon does draw into anything, because just having Liliana's isn't going to really do it for him.
Especially after this one dies.
Mm.
Like, he's gonna have to tick it down to get rid of the Goblin Guide. And...
Yeah, because the 1 point's going to be relevant here, because if Anthony's at 13, it means that Markus can fire off the 3 burn spells, put him to 4, and then get, like, the blue-white. I forget its name off the top of my head now.
Boros Charm.
Boros Charm, that's it. Yeah, so the Boros Charm would do the 4 damage, where if he doesn't have that point, he'd actually be at 5. Although firing the lightning bolt at Liliana would kind of negate all that math anyway. This is kind of a trap for the burn player he wants to get the Liliana off the battlefield, but there's like 2 more in hand. So how many burn spells is he going to want to spend here?
He obviously does not know that there's another one waiting in the wings.
Actually, I thought he had 3. What happened to the other one? Oh, he discarded it to his own Liliana.
Yeah. Yeah, like he discarded it to the Liliana.
So, because I think that Anthony would be pretty happy with this. Having spells spent trying to get rid of his Lilianas rather than smashing them in the face.
It's interesting that he didn't tick down to get rid of the Goblin Guide. I guess he wants to try to bait him into trying to kill the Liliana, and then he's just completely out of gas.
And I think the Raging Ravine just needs 1 more and it's online.
Yes. So he can try to race after that. Like if he kills the Liliana, like it's pretty much just a race off the top at that point.
And you'd favour the burn play there, wouldn't you?
Yes. Yes. But that Raging Ravine does get pretty large fast, and there's the land.
Searing Blaze is not going to do the job against Raging Ravine.
No.
It's effectively a 4/4 after the turn.
It's interesting because since that Searing Blaze is such a dead card, he could actually ignore the Liliana for a turn, try to push as much damage as possible, and try to kill him off the top somehow, but I don't think the math works out for that. Because this Raging Ravine is a 3-turn clock just by itself.
And Colligan's commander's a blowout there. What's he? Yeah, I think
it kind of turns out the same way. Like the Goblin Guide dies and the Searing Blade gets discarded.
So yeah, but I think though, when both are playing off the top and Burns got 4, he's got to do 14 damage off the top of his deck. Against the Searing Blades, it's just going to be getting, as you say, a 3-turn clock. I don't think Burn can't actually do 14 damage in 3 turns. It's impossible. 12 would be its best draw. So this one's gone. I think Anthony's got game 1. See what he drew for the turn. Another land.
Like if he drew a bolt there, like that'd be a blowout, but he just drew a Skull Crack, which only hits players. I'm fairly sure, yeah.
It's actually, is it a 4-turn or a 3-turn?
Well, it's 4, 5 is 9,
4,
then 6.
5.
Oh yeah, okay, so yeah,
4
it is
turn
4
by
turns.
point.
Yeah, I was off by 1.
So Burn can do 14 damage in 4 turns. But
yes.
It's a bit he's got to fire the Skullcrack off. It's a bit unusual in this league actually to see two traditional decks like this. And boom, that's not what you want. I think that's concession time.
Yes. Swiss Spear, no. Goblin Guide, no. I guess he just has to hope like a mistake's made somehow, some way. But that's unlikely.
Because even this ravine.
I'm not sure if he's done the math.
yeah. Yeah, because even the ravine is just.
And he can't fetch, or else it does become a 3-turn clock.
As the burn player, what would you be hoping to draw here?
I don't know what he's going through his mind, honestly.
A Path to Exile, I guess?
They don't play the main board, though, do they?
Yeah, which is what I was just about to say. They usually don't play those in the main.
For the memes, I'd just be giving the land double strike.
Yeah. End it quickly.
Yeah.
But what does Jund bring in against Burn? I'm not really familiar with the deck. I mean, it's got
depending on the list,
Ooze?
Scavenging Ooze. Some lists play Feed the Clan, which almost wins the game on the spot. I have not actually looked at a Jund list recently. Like everybody's on the black-green, just straight black-green train lately.
You see, he's got the Boros charm. He needs to top deck something that can do 6 damage, and it doesn't exist.
I would sure hope not, or else Burn would be fantastic.
So we're going to go to game 2 here. He's in the corner, isn't he? Yeah, and so Anthony takes game 1.
I anticipate Jund's going to bring in some number of collective brutalities. Like, that card's just too good to not have somewhere in your main or side. Huntmaster could be reasonable too.
Is he playing Death Shadow?
I don't think so. I think it looked like straight Jund because of the Raging Ravine.
Yeah, he tends to play very kind of traditional decks. I don't know how involved he is, you know, with the latest meta. But I mentioned before he played Eldrazi, Bant Eldrazi for a very long time.
Death Shadows would be a fantastic card in this matchup because then he can just race him at the end there.
Yes.
And he'd have
I heard a lot that, like, most people think that Burn has like a great matchup against like the Death Shadow decks, but that's actually not true because you can just die to a giant a Death Shadow out of nowhere, like just
okay, they're back in now.
Battle Rage it.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Battle Rage disappeared for ages, and now it's back in again. Well, that's an interesting one.
I suppose that's true, but it isn't though, because you could sit on 4 if you just played conservative as the Burn player, waited for them to get themselves down to 12, and then just played 4 bolts.
Yeah, that's generally considered the strategy of how to play it as the Burn player. You have to try and one-shot kill them between their end step and your next turn. You got that amount of time to do the damage. But you can see Anthony's on a mull to 5 here, and one of those cards is Dark Confidant. a Goblin Guide could potentially help out here. Ah, he's brought in Molten Rain from the sideboard, Markus has. Goblin Guide to help out, let's see. Yes, he does.
I find it interesting that he left in Dark Confidant.
Yeah, that's what I was just raising. It seems to be a terrible card for this matchup.
He's not going to get any value out of it.
It's potentially a free lightning bolt every turn for Markus. What do you take here, Molten Rain or Rift Bolt?
I would take the Rift Bolt because the Molten Rain, like, it takes up the entire turn, and the Goblin Guide's just going to find more lands anyway.
Yeah, he took the Molten Rain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of I'm not a Burn player. I've never played Burn, so I'm not sure on his sideboarding, but I'm actually a bit surprised he brought that card in, just because he was beaten by Raging Ravine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
it does seem kind of suspect, yes.
Here we go, is this Dark Confidant? If Dark Confidant starts to cause him issues, he can always minus his Liliana on himself and get rid of it.
Well, I think he'd be planning on blocking this Goblin Guide with it, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, so the Rift Bolt gets suspended. He drew another Rift Bolt. So 6 damage coming through.
So it's going to be at a virtual 10 after this guide attacks.
He mulled, Anthony, who's on the bottom of the screen here, mulled to 5 with 1 land, but the Goblin Guide kind of helped him.
Mm-hmm.
Skipped his attack.
We missed the attack again. So we put him at... Well,
12 instead.
It's kind of... I was talking about the bug. It's a bit unfair there because he misses a... What did he draw for the turn? He missed a potential... Oh, he drew an Abrupt Decay anyway.
Yeah, he drew an Abrupt Decay.
Okay, so he said this time it's F5.
Yeah, yeah, like it wasn't the bug that you spoke of.
Yep.
I'm interested to see if he plays the Dark Confidant, if the guide attacks next turn, or if he just hopes like the Dark Confidant's gonna help burn him out.
Yeah, that's a good point you raised there. He did nothing actually, so he's holding up Terminate.
Mm-hmm.
3 Rift Bolts. Oh no, okay, so...
Yeah, no, like that's his suspend triggers. There's 2.
Yeah. So that's going to put him to 12. Only 1 card left in hand. But it's a decent one, a Skullcrack. So we'll see if he's going to skip this time. No. Well,
I think
actually,
Blazing Dragon is in a good position here.
I think he misplayed there, Markus.
Yes.
You should crack that fetch after the Goblin Guide trigger is revealed.
And getting an Overgrown Tomb untapped is also kind of suspect. If you're just going to terminate, why not get a swamp with that, and then with the foothills, get your forest. I guess then you can't play Liliana, but Liliana doesn't matter at this stage in the game.
Well, if he got the swamp rather than the tomb and then got a forest, he could play Liliana.
Yes, yeah. There's another dark...
Because you see, I don't think he wants that Dark Confidant. If he cracked the fetch after the reveal, he can shuffle it away.
Yeah, but he was gonna shuffle anyway to cast the spell, so it really didn't matter.
No, but if he cracked it, it gave him the opportunity, I guess, yeah, to find
A land, like it didn't. He would have like extra odds to hit a land, I guess. Like
Well,
if he cracks after, but that's so minuscule that it really didn't matter.
he fetches a basic forest. So if he's going to fetch a forest, I don't know why he didn't fetch a swamp previously.
Probably for scavenging ooze, assuming he draws one. I would assume.
So what does he do here? Go after Blazing Dragon or go after Liliana?
You go to the face because
Yeah.
like you're gonna cast anything you draw, so the +1 on the Liliana doesn't matter, and you're gonna hope to kill him before the Liliana ultimates.
Did that just do 3? I thought Skullcrack was 4.
No, it's 3.
3, okay, yeah. So he's just shy of a Boros charm. But he's kind of in the territory now for Anthony where Anthony can't play can't crack any fetches. Oh, there's the Boros charm. I don't think you want to fire this off. Wait until the Liliana Plus is here.
Yes.
I think he's got this game anyway, Marcus. We're going to go to game 3.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Confidence stayed in.
I'm
There's
also
just dead
surprised
cards
that
in, is he?
Liliana stayed in. Because, like, at times like this is how the game usually goes. Like, the burn player has no cards in hand, top deck in. What good does the Liliana do at that point?
Yes, it's just going to cost him his own card here because Boros Charm gets fired off. I suppose it gives him he can get rid of the Dark Confidant that he doesn't want anyway.
Yeah, but now he's just dead to any burn spell off the top.
Unless he just doesn't have anything in his sideboard to bring in for the Lilianas.
I would find that suspect.
But yeah, I'm a bit surprised actually by the cards that we've seen from him. Because Dark Confidant just seems like a terrible card in this matchup. There's a Lightning Helix, so we're going to game 3.
Like, you could bring in more threats, you can bring in any number of stuff.
I mean, I'd rather play Relic of Progenitus simply for the cantrip over Dark Confidant.
Yeah.
So game 3 now. Marcus picks up his first point in the constructed leagues. So there's a bit of sideboarding going on. They're taking a bit of time. I've just got a message. The other game's not going to start for another 25 minutes, so there's a slim chance. Okay, they're back in now. Slim chance I might be able to cover Legacy as well. Hopefully one of them plays Reanimator and Legacy.
It's a whole lot of removal, but not a whole lot of anything.
He's,
I honestly don't know if I like both hands by each player, honestly. Like, the Jund player has no threat, just has a bunch of creature removal. The Burn player didn't have a turn 1 play, or like a turn 1 creature, but drew one off the top. So, I guess always lucky, I guess. But the Molten Rain doesn't seem that great.
Yeah, I mean, at best it's a 3-mana shock. Based on the last game that we saw. Because, I mean, how many Raging Ravines does Jund play? I can't imagine it's more than 2.
2 to 3.
So is this gonna get the fatal push? Yes.
Well, I would assume so, since
Yeah.
there is so much
You want
removal
a
over
handful
there.
of it?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's another push, a terminate, just has it all. Just has no threat though, which I find concerning
And
because Burn's just eventually gonna kill you.
So this is the third game. I don't think we've seen a threat come out of the Jun deck
yeah,
that wasn't a land.
yeah, that's a good point.
Dark Confidant, I guess, counts technically, but yeah.
A threat to himself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his Eidolon's going to get 2 points of damage. So, I mean, if you guys can speculate, what do you think he's playing as his threat?
Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, Tarmogoyf, definitely.
The recent Jun lists have been playing Goblin Rebel Masters and at least one Hazoret.
There's the Rebel Master.
Yeah. Speak of the devil and they shall appear.
Come on, run it out. Not Liliana. Rebel Master.
Liliana is actually not terrible in this position, but
Making him discard anything while he's got a handful of 5 cards.
He can hard cast that Rift Bolt if he wants to get rid of the Rebel Master. Otherwise, Rift Bolt's all he's got here.
and I don't think Burn can actually race a Rebel Master after he gets down. Like, it kills you very, very quickly.
Two Rift Bolts. So do you hard cast the Rift Bolt here?
I probably would, because you don't.
I would. I
Yeah.
would, because otherwise you get smacked for 6 next turn, and that's a lot of damage. Because I don't think you can race it with this hand.
Oh, he's suspended.
Ugh.
That could be big trouble. Well, it's going to actually cost him 4 life.
Have you?
Like, it'll be 6 because of the Rebel Master trigger. Gets +2
Is it it's +1, isn't it? Yeah, +1 for the Rebel Master.
for each goblin. So like
Yeah.
another goblin comes in, that's 2 on the goblins, and then 4 for the Rebel Master, so 6.
No, the Rebel Master is going to become a
4-2.
4/2. Yeah, so he's going to take 4 damage. Plus the
And-
additional would be, so 5 damage it's costed him to suspend those.
Well, it'll be 6 because
Yep.
another goblin comes in.
Yeah, but Rebel Master's only going to be 4/2 here.
Yeah. Plus the 2 damage
And-
from the
and
2
two
attacking
goblins.
goblins.
Yeah, no, but if he had hard cast the Rift Bolt on the Rebel Master, he'd be saving himself the 4 from the Rebel Master plus the 1 that comes in.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see. Yeah, like I see what you're saying now. Yeah.
So, he's got 1 card in hand. Now he's got no cards in hand. It's the Molten Rain. Not a big deal there.
So it's
Terminate
6 damage coming across. Assuming he goes face, but I think you still have to kill this Rebel Master.
And then he's going to... Yeah, 2 little goblins will be clocking him each turn.
Oh, he's... technically not dead from the Rebel Masters if he wants to go face and just hope to draw 2 lightning bolts running.
I think if he takes the Rebel Master, then he can survive for 4 or 5 turns. So one at the Rebel Master, one at the face.
Nope, he's just going face.
Wow. Risky. See what he draws. If he draws a land for the turn, he's dead.
That's being confident in draw.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he needs to get a... It's Boros Charm or bust now.
Goblin Guard can get through for some damage.
Goblin will drop him to 4, but he's only...
I assume that Liliana will tick down on the Goblin Guide. So yeah, he would have to draw exactly Boros Charm. Which is not that many outs.
1 in 15 in the deck. So this will drop Anthony to 4, but he's going to be hit with 1, 2, 3, 8 damage coming across next turn. So he's only going to get... Markus is only going to get 1 more turn here. Yep, down it goes.
Like, the problem with X-Mage is that you cannot windmill your draws, so it's not going to be that exciting as if it would be in paper.
Yeah.
And it's no, it's right there. Okay.
Yeah. 8 damage coming across. So Boros Charm or bust here.
He did not leave him with that many outs. Like, it was a definite risk
I
not
think
killing the Rebel Master.
Yeah, I think he had to take that Rebel Master because it would have given him another 2 or 3 turns after this. But it still would be funny if he gets a Boros Charm here.
As you said though, if he had have hardcasted it when the first time he could have, it would have been a 1/1. It would have put him on like an 18 turn clock,
Yeah.
and he could have been fine for a long while.
That's not going to get it done.
No.
So Anthony's going to take Modern 2 games to 1 and set himself up for the clean sweep in Legacy. But Markus D is off the mark now. He's got his first points.
Since this game's obviously over, I'm going to step away for 1 second, but I'll be back for Legacy.
Yep.
I've actually got to leave now too for a bit, so
Okay.
I will catch up with you soon.
No problem. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you later.
That's right. Thank you. Bye.
So we will cover a bit of Legacy before our other match, which is between Evan Bellow and Oliver King, gets underway. The Evan Bellow and Oliver King have already played their standard match. We didn't capture that. Oliver took that down 2 games to 1. Okay, not wasting any time. Legacy match is up. Fingers crossed we've got a fast one. I'm not familiar with what either of these players play in Legacy. as I said before, Marcus D is okay. We've got the players now. Marcus D is one of our. He was in our new players league last year. Legacy is just fired.
I am back just in time, I see.
Yep. Who am I looking at here? This is Anthony. Looks like he's on blue-black Delver. Is that a legacy deck? Just waiting for Gold Dragon to grant permission.
I have not seen hands yet, but if it's blue-black Delver, it's probably Grixis Delver. Like if you see the blue-black lands.
I see a Tombstalker, which I don't see too often.
Is this Death Shadow then?
And
That's not
a Misty Rainforest, so Sultai perhaps. We'll see what
Tombstalker really isn't played that much anymore.
Gold Dragon's on traditional burn. A shout out as well, because Marcus D, the bottom player, bottom of the screen, is one of our top level patrons. So as are yourself, Dylan. Thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's greatly appreciated from both of you. And hopefully, despite this 2-0 deficit, Marcus is enjoying the league. But I'm going to take a bit of a back seat here because Legacy is your format.
So
I'm confused by the Tombstalker.
Yeah, Tombstalker really isn't played that much anymore. From what I've seen, it was in a classic list from a week or so ago, so he might have just pulled it from there because not everybody has a ton of experience in Legacy, so they probably just look at lists and see what they like and just grab it. This could also be Death Shadow technically, but
does Death Shadow see much play in Legacy?
Not much, but last year when Drossader Layton and his team utterly dominated the modern GP with Death Shadow, he ran it back the next week in Legacy, and he did pretty well as well there. But no, not usually.
You can see down the bottom of the screen here, one card, Price of Progress. I love that card in Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between Legacy Burn and Modern Burn?
Legacy Burn is traditionally mono red, no fetch lands, just mountains, like 16 mountains, let's say.
So I'm guessing because it's mono red, it's dropped the Boros charm and so on. Well,
yes.
What's it picking up in its place?
Flame Blast or Fire Blast. I can't remember the name of that card. I played in Pauper all the time. I should know this. Fire Blast, and some lists in Legacy play Flame Rift, which is deal 4 damage to both players for 2 mana.
Yep. The other card you're trying to think of is the one where you can sack 2 mountains and do 6 damage, isn't it?
Yes, and that's Fire Blast. Yes.
Yep. You can see a Force of Will revealed from the Delver. So he's got 2 Force of Wills in hand. He's only got another Delver, so he can only cast 1 at the moment.
I find it interesting that all these bolts did not, like at least one of them did not go after this Delver. Like that's the only clock that he's presented.
Just looking at his hand, I wonder if he's... I think he thinks he's got the damage on the board. So only 1 card can be counted now because the second Delver's out. But he does technically have lethal in his hand. He can 2 lightning bolts and then Price of Progress to do the last 4 damage. Only 1 counter spell on the other side.
If he didn't have the Force Will back up, I'd be interested to see if he would play the Wasteland to try to play around Price of Progress a little bit.
Why is he firing his off main phase? 7. When are we going to see this Force of Will? It's getting close.
It's on the spell that's going to kill you is when you force a will.
Yep. Down to 4. So Price of Progress will kill him, but he does have the Force of Will as cover.
So if he draws Fire Blast off the top, he can Price of Progress right into Fire Blast.
So what? Oh, okay. He cracked the Misty for another Underground Seed there.
Yes.
Doesn't flip the Delver. It's a Polluted Delta. He's still a long way away from that Tombstalker. 1, 2, 3, 6.
Well, I would have played the Wasteland because this fetch is practically dead.
Oh yeah, because he doesn't want to go to 3.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter because the Force of Will is going to put you to 3 anyway. I guess it doesn't matter that much.
Yep. See what he can find here. Flame Rift. Did Markus play a land last turn? I think he held that mountain in his hand. I would have fired that off end of turn on Anthony's side.
Yes.
And then untap Flame Rift.
I probably would have played the Flame Rift since that's sorcery speed, and either one of these spells kill him on the spot. So I would try to do something with the Price of Progress where you try to back it up with another spell.
Either way, Blazing Dragon, Anthony Frederikson is going to need something off the top here. And Force of Will won't be good enough in this spot.
No, because he's not quite the hard cast Force of Will yet.
A turn short.
He must have saw something he didn't want off the top from the Delver because the Delver didn't flip, and now he's fetching.
Goif. Okay, so it looks like Markus D on Burn is going to take game 1. He can actually cast the Tombstalker this turn as well. I if I'm Anthony, I wouldn't cast that Tombstalker now. I think he's pretty much dead, so there's no point giving anything away.
He's just been really aggressive with all the other spells, so I can only assume he's going to be aggressive with this one.
Yeah. 3. He'd be dead otherwise if he couldn't kill him that turn, but he's going to take game 1. So a pretty fast one. I'm usually pretty comfortable in recording legacy matches because they tend to go pretty quickly. I think I've only had one.
And then like you watch mine and then they go extremely long because
I was going to say I've had 1 or 2 that have just been horrors that went for over an hour.
Like I locked the game out with Blood Moons and then I can't find a way to kill my opponent until like 10 turns down the road or whatever. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, our next match that's going to follow this one, I won't give away deck lists, but I know what's been played and I don't anticipate I'll be up all night either.
Oh, I guess I could probably stay for that one with you too.
Yeah, I think modern I'm not so sure, but I think both of them will take less than 30 minutes.
And before we get a lantern mirror or something absurd.
If anyone pulls out a lantern, that's it.
I can thrown in the towel.
Yeah, I can put that out there for the league right now. If you want me to record your match and commentate, don't play lantern, because I'll go to bed.
I'm looking at recent burn lists, and they really don't have anything for like the Delver matchup. So I don't know if that's just a good matchup. I would assume it is. Especially the greedier mana-based ones, like Grixis or Sultai. Because Price of Progress is just an absurd magic card.
I love that card. I played Blue-Red Delver in Legacy in the league for about 3.5 seasons. and that was one of my favorite cards.
Yeah, I usually play Mono Red Sneak Attack in Legacy, so I just lock the game out, or I kill you turn one, like either or.
I'm thinking of building Mono Red Sneak Attack in. Okay, they're back now. I'm thinking of building it in paper because with the new Blood Sun, it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm. I actually played the list Zach Elsick top 8'd with in a team tournament with last week for my matches. The Blood Sun was fine. I didn't cast it all that much.
Yeah, we tested for ages for the SCG Philadelphia, and I eventually decided I'm going to play one. And I don't think I ever cast it once at the event.
I find it extremely interesting that Blazing Dragon fetched a Bayou over some kind of island because he has a Daze in his hand. Yeah, he has a Daze in his hand.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I also find it interesting that Anthony's board in Surgical Extraction.
Yeah,
what does he want to hit
seems
with
a
that?
little Price of Progress, I guess. Like you make him discard a Price of Progress and then exile it, but you're just dead to all the other burn spells. Like that's not the only thing that kills you. Like everything else in the deck kills you.
What did he discard? The Swift Spear.
Yes, because he can't Daze the Swift Spear because he didn't fetch an island.
Okay, we've got Searing Blood there, so here's an answer to Delver. Suspends a Rift Bolt. Deathrite Shaman.
This Tarmogoyf is going to be a 3/4.
I thought getting sometimes shows at night time.
This one.
Maybe this sleeping in bed all night.
Okay.
Right then.
Like yesterday?
Yes.
Yesterday I slept all night.
Yes, okay, so you can watch a show then.
Okay. Good night, baby.
Once you get the Deathrite Shaman online.
Searing Blood. Yeah.
That is a pretty good target.
And he can daze it, but I wonder if he's gonna. Would you send the Rift Bolt at the Deathrite to try and get the daze? Or is that too much? Yeah, he's gonna do it. Yeah. See if this brings
It's
up
tough.
the daze. Okay, he just gives it up. That's interesting.
Well, like if he dazes, he just pays with the mountain, and then nothing happens. Like he
of
wants to hit
course,
this
yeah.
Eidolon with this daze. What is this Surgical Extract?
Is he gonna take
extraction going on?
Rift Bolt?
He needs to wait until the draw step if he's going to do this anyway, but...
Yeah, that's really interesting. You say wait till the draw step because it's one of those kind of 1%. Oh, he's going after Swift Spear. It's one of those 1%er moves in Magic.
Yeah, but they add up.
Yeah, I was going to say I remember playing at GP Vegas in Modern, and I must have been a bit sloppy. And one time I thought I was about to cast it. I said, no, wait till the draw step. And I waited to the draw step. Got his Lingering Souls, and it was the card that he drew. I think it's the only time it's ever actually happened for me.
I've Ghost Quartered Tron enough times where they draw the basic force in their draw step when I Ghost Quarter them that I will never not do that anymore.
Yeah, that's another good example.
If he wants to play around Daze, I wonder if he just wants to cast a Flame Rift here. Daze might not be on his radar. Like Daze is usually only played in Legacy, and like it's very easy to get blown out by it.
Well, casting that Daze has shut off his Force of Will now.
But that's fine. Like that's the only spell he's able to cast this turn. Like that's not that bad.
Yeah, maybe he should have fired off the 1-drop there. The Lava Spike.
That or like he could have tried to bait it out with a Flame Rift. But I would probably just let the Flame Earth resolve, honestly.
Because that Goyf is going to be a hammering here.
Especially now that the Eidolon's in the graveyard.
You see the shields are down though, only land in a Force of Will in hand.
But there's nothing that really punishes him. Like, he's at 16. Price of Progress is not even that good.
12.
Which, as I say it, he draws it.
Oh, I don't know if I'd go for that Flame Rift there.
Well, like, it's the same thing as the Price of Progress. Like, what else would you cast this turn?
Well, it's only a point less damage from for Lava Spike, because he's going to take 5 from Tarmogoyf.
But he can draw a 1-drop next turn and go Lava Spike into something else. Like with Burn, in my experience, you want to be as mana efficient as possible.
Well, he's got 6 points of damage now with Price of Progress, so it's a 2-turn clock. So he's got to play Lava Spike now. He can't play that Flame Rift. Okay, he can play both.
Yeah, he can Lava Spike and the Flame Rift.
I'd be tempted actually to hold up Price of Progress until end of turn. Wait for the end of Anthony's turn, and then Price of Progress and Flame Rift next turn.
I like this
because
sequencing.
So he's just dead to Price of Progress here. So, but I mean, you can see now Anthony's got 2 Force of Wills in hand, so I think he's got this match stitched up.
Not if Flame Blast, Fire Blast. Sorry, I don't know why I keep thinking Flame Blast. Fire Blast is drawn.
But 6 damage though, isn't it? Oh, he's not 5. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, no, but the Force is gonna cost 1 life, so he'll be at 4, and then
Okay.
Fire Blast gets him.
Searing Blaze here would also. Yeah, I think Anthony's going to take it 2 games to 1. He can counter 1 spell.
You just let the Searing Blood resolve, like you don't die to that.
Yeah. Because he knows he's only got 1 card in hand now.
And the Force of Will has that covered.
Yeah, so Anthony's going to take Legacy 2 games to 1 for the clean sweep, pick up his 12 points. And there's the Force of Will. 1 point short.
1 is not 0, as the saying goes.
And they're actually pretty entertaining matches.
Yeah, Burn is always a tight match.
He actually, Markus says, "Whoa!" I think that Force of Will was one of his draws for the turn. Was his draw for the turn? Although he did have the Delver as well, so he could have held the Delver for the Force of Will. So he had it pretty well covered. It wasn't a top deck. Yeah. And that is it. So thank you for joining the stream. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with our next one.